Welcome back to another episode of Look What Jess Found. Today is episode 331, and I feel like it's been a while since I've done just a plain customer wrap bankroll, meaning I have some special ones that are mostly copper to all copper. I have other ones that have been cherry picked through, and then of course I have the bank wrapped penny rolls. I have some coins that I got from eBay. So I've been doing a lot of different things lately, and this is more of a traditional, just what I would expect to get, or you should expect to get from a bank penny roll, right? No checks, no marks. It hasn't been searched through. It's this is probably the most stereotypical looking penny roll that you can get from a bank. It's not one of those old-fashioned looking ones. It doesn't have the bank name on the side. And so that's pretty cool. And what we want to see is at least a few copper in here. And let me see. Does it need the light? Yeah, we'll leave the light on. And these look like, where's my little pointer? These look like they might be copper. And maybe, okay, that's a 77. So we definitely have some copper in here. Okay, so you want to see some copper in your penny roll because that's a good indication that it has not been searched through. Except if you have a very weirdo type of penny roll hunter that's really cherry picking like I do at my bank, and he leaves the copper, he just takes out the wheat cents. So we're looking for 10%, minimum of 10%, probably a maximum of 20% copper, which would be 5 to 10 copper pennies, and I'll be happy. Let me see if that's too much light. Yeah, it was too much light. You want a little contrast. I want a little contrast when I penny roll hunt, so I can see the shadows. So the contrast with a little bit less light sometimes. I do have 3 lights around me, so sometimes it feels like a little bit, sometimes it feels like a lot. So today I'm going to talk to you about, oh, look at that. That is so odd. Look at next to the VDB. From this distance, it looks like an upside down V. Of course it's not. I know it's not. I'm just saying what it looks like. That is wild. I wonder if that's just the norm, if that's on all the pennies. I just don't recall seeing that. I'll point to it right now for you, and I'll zoom in. Just tell me that's not weird. At least it has. You can't say it doesn't look weird. There's the VDB, and there's this little, looks like an upside down V right next to it. Just weird. It's not, but I'm just saying it's weird. Okay. We're going to talk about a comment that I got today. And I guess as the channel grows, I'm going to get more and more of these types of comments. And the comment was, I'm going to read it to you, okay? Let me just read you the comment so that way I'm not misquoting or misspeaking or anything like that. I have a 1951 wheat. Should I be looking for anything on it? Okay. Now, probably to most of you, that's there's nothing wrong with that comment. I'm going to give you a second to think about what you think I'm going to say is wrong with the comment, right? Because I already let the cat out of the bag that I have a problem with the comment. But I would like, it would be nice with the people who are following along, especially the ones who are watching all my videos, right? Because the people who are watching all of my videos are putting the time into learning about penny roll hunting. Right? This is episode 331, which means at minimum, I've made 331 long form format videos. I've made about another 50 or 100 or so non-episodic videos, meaning that they were just random stuff, marbles, stamps. All right, here's our first copper. It's a nice one, fine condition. Better than fine. Extra fine, maybe even low AU. It's a nice penny. All right, so there's people who are following along with the channel who maybe have been watching me for many, many months. 61D, that's also nice. Let me look at that D real quick underneath the loop. Make sure it's not a repunchment mark, which I don't think it is. It is not. It is an exquisite penny. And it's funny, I was about to say, oh, it looks like almost like bronze. It is bronze. The 61 is bronze. So this is a bronze penny. Those nice colors. Yeah, it's bronze because it has a little bit of tin in it, as I understand it. So I have my what do we have here? 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 Look at this. And look at the line by the, let me tell you, I've never seen this before. I've never even seen this in a and we'll put the light on for this. I have never seen this in an Arab book either. But and look how pretty the line is. It almost looks like a laser cut. And the inside is different from the outside. I've never seen anything like this before. Let's see if we can get a nice picture for the thumbnail. Come on, buddy. Work with me here. And look how it's a different. So is this I'm assuming that this is a Clad era. So this is a very good segue from what I was talking about. For those who are, how do I know this is a Clad era? First of all, I don't know it's a Clad era, right? But because I've done so much research on pennies, I'm able to, at this point, troubleshoot super interesting, man. What I think an era is, right? Now, do I think this is a mint era? Yes, I do. This is not something that would happen outside of the mint. This is something that would happen at the mint. It's very machine-like. Look at that. Absolutely perfect. Wow, man. Bam, 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 bam. So, I'm going to keep on with the topic. Keep on keeping on with the topic. 92, we're looking for the close AM on the reverse. It is not a close AM, it's a wide AM. People who have been following with the channel, beautiful 62. What a beautiful 62 this is. All right, you're spending your time. Yeah, right. That's got to be a piece of dirt. Hanging out with me, going through penny rolls with me, learning with me, making mistakes with me, and if you went through hundreds of my videos, it's more like corrosion. It's more like corrosion on the S, which is a shame because the obverse is very, very nice. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And maybe you've even been researching some pennies. Maybe you look at this beauty. Oh, you said a lot. Oh, maybe there's gonna be more copper in here than I had once thought. Maybe you're doing a coin roll hunt every day like I am. Maybe you're doing a box a week like some of my members are. And maybe you're on looking for a close AM. Maybe you're on Eric's Discord page. Yeah, it's not a close AM. If this was a close AM, it'd be $100 penny. I think it's not. I have to check. It looks like a wide AM, but there's so much. You know what it is? In between the M, there's a little bit of corrosion between the A and the M, so it gives the illusion of the bottom of the M being a little closer than it actually is, but it's a wide AM. If you find a close AM, you found $100 penny, just like that, $100. Maybe you're on Discord channels. Maybe you're reading books. You know what I mean? Like you're putting your time in. Now, this channel is not just for people who are putting their time in. This channel is for the newcomer, the newbie. Like I was 300 a year ago, 300 videos or a year ago. But okay, so I guess what I'm saying is you should be putting your time in to learning. If you really want to know about penny roll hunting, this channel is a very, very, very good place to start. Watch my videos. Go back to my earlier penny roll hunt. You'll see I don't know what I'm talking about, man. I'm making mistakes, and if you look at the comments, you'll see some comments from other people correcting me. But you'll learn with me. If you want to skip along in the process, then if you want to cheat, you can't. You can't cheat this. I'm sorry to tell you, you can't cheat. Cheaters always lose. That's the bottom line. And you have to be able to take a fair amount of criticism. Now, when I say criticism, I mean correction. So I have so many. examples that I could give, but one of my favorites is when I talk about when my member Eric, his Discord is link is below in the description. 84. At the double ear. Said, hey, Jess, look for the extra V on those 2023s. So, me not even understanding what he was talking about, I knew he meant an extra V from the VDB of the initials on the bottom of Lincoln. I knew he meant another V. That I knew. 84. Yeah, you're looking for the double ear on the 84. There's no double ear here. But I did not understand that the extra V. It's fun. Oh, here we go. We got a 2023. Isn't that interesting? I did not understand that the extra V, my understanding, is typically right here to the right of the VDB on the bottom, and it's only on the 2023. Right? I will look at this under the loop just to make sure there's no 2020 V there, extra V. And I was looking for extra V's on every single penny. I was looking for them up here in his head. And that's not where they are. They're not on different years. They're only on the 2023 over here. And so I made videos where I'm like, oh, and I would see little scratches. I would go, oh, is that the extra V? Is that the extra V? Of course it wasn't, because there's no extra V on the on other dates. But I didn't know that. And he corrected me. He goes, no, man, it's only the extra V on the 2023. And then when I did some research, I saw where they're supposed to be at, and that's how I learned. But I didn't get offended. I felt a little embarrassed, Here I am with my YouTube channel, like I'm supposed to know what's going on, and I didn't. But he stood with me. Eric stood with me. Otis stood with me. We have three other members. We have Sandra, Tara, and Tina. And that's the crimp roller. Crimp roll machine. I think it's the crimp roller machine. I'm 99% sure. It's another copper though. and I learned, right? So you can see if you watch my videos, you can see all of the learning process. The question is, what do you hope to achieve? If you want to learn about penny errors, right? So why do you want to learn about penny errors? That's your own personal reasons. Is it because you want to just get better at a hobby and you're tired of everybody knowing more than you do? You know what I mean? That's an okay reason. Is it because you want to know which pennies are valuable, so that way you can make a few bucks? That's a fair reason too. That's another fair reason. Is because, well, if you want to just hoard copper, you don't need to know anything, because all you have to do is know what your 81 or newer, 81 or newer is copper. Older, 81 or older is copper, and then some of the 82s, you have to weigh them. So if you just want copper, you don't really need to learn about errors or anything like that. Maybe you want to be more involved on a forum, on a Discord site. So when somebody says a die clash, you understand what they're talking about. Someone says a strike through, you understand what they're talking about. Someone says off-centered versus a misaligned die, you want to know what they're talking about. Someone says the bays on the reverse of a Lincoln Memorial, you want to know what they're talking about. Someone says the anatomy of a coin, the field versus the other elements, the motto, right? What's the motto on a penny? Can you tell me what the motto is? It's in God we trust, right? That's the motto. So if someone says, "Oh yeah, the first T in the motto of a," do you know what they're talking about? You know, these things are all innocuous and simple unless you've not putting any time into the hobby. You know, so to short change that process, to cheat the process, to say, "Oh," and just ask. Now, asking questions is fine. Um, that's how you learn. You learn by asking questions, but questions should probably be a little bit more specific. Like, oh, let me think of a good. Well, that was a good one. Is the extra V only on the 2023? And the answer would be yes. That would be a very good question, right? I didn't ask that question. Um, do To be off centered, does the coin have to be misaligned on both sides? Can it be misaligned on one side? The answer would be yes, it has to be misaligned on both sides to be considered off centered. Um, to be considered an error, does how much does one side have to be rotated to be considered an error? It would be 15% to be considered out of tolerance. How much does a zinc versus a copper penny have to weigh more or less to be considered out of tolerance? Right? 0.12 grams for a copper and 0.1 gram or a tenth of a gram for zinc. Above or below 2.5 or 3.11 if it's copper. So those are very specific answers. But to say, is there something I should be looking on the 1964? Come on, man. Yeah, there's a million things that you should be looking for in a 1964. There's a million things you should be looking for on every pen. I mean, that is not a good question. That's a question that says I don't want to do any work. I don't want to do any research. I don't even want to Google. I mean, Google a question. You know what I mean? That's a question that doesn't have an answer, or that the answer is so long that it doesn't make sense, right? By the way, this is an exquisite 1964. This is probably as close to MS condition as we're going to get. It probably is MS condition. What a beauty. Let's take a closer look at this. And of course, I can't answer those questions. Is there something you should be looking for in 1964? So, what I will say is this, right? To be more constructive and positive, if there's a year, like let's say this 1964, right? We'll use this as our example, that since we're talking about learning and comments. Um, if there's something to be looked for, right? Go to Copper Coins. I do not have the link for Copper Coins, even though I use his website quite often. He's a very active person in the community, and his website's more like his personal baby or something. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna use his website for as a reference. So I use the websites below that either I have permission for, or that they're more community based website, like the U.S. Mint, right? I don't have to ask permission to use the U.S. Mint. Konica, Wexler, these are people who are well established but I do use copper coins, and I'm looking for, okay, it's called his date guide, right? So, yeah, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. It says date guide, right? And it's coppercoins.com. You go to the date guide, which is somewhere, wherever it's at. You go to the date guide, right? Then you go to the date. Right. Now, so you could do this for in all of the websites, but right now I'm just showing you copper coins. And on the 1964, ours is a P, a Philadelphia, which is no mint mark. We're going to click the 1DO. Now look. Is there anything I should be looking for on the 1964? Well, yeah, there's a ton you should be looking for. I can't answer this question in a comment. Hopefully this helps people understand. And look at this. He's got on the 1964, there's 4 pages, and this is just the obverse, or the front, or the head. On the reverse, right? Look at this. So how can you ask me, is there something I should be looking for? Yeah, there's a whole ton of things you should be looking for on the 19th. I can't answer that in a question. So I'm just trying to explain how that doesn't make sense. It's late. Look, I can't put it any other way except it's lazy. Okay, it's lazy. Don't be lazy. If you're going to be lazy, you're never going to learn anything. And that's just life. So here, on the reverse of the 1964 P, look. And he's got 5 pages. And that's just the Philadelphia. Then we got the Denver front and back. Then we got the Denver mint mark. Then we got, forget about it, man. RP is, and we're talking about 1 penny. 1 year, one penny, 1 year. Pages and pages and pages of errors. Now, I'm not upset. I'm just letting you know that if hopefully that's not you, right? The people who are watching this video, if you're in this for 27 minutes already, it probably is not you. Now, so you have to put your time. This is a hobby that if you want to get good at it, this is such a beautiful pen. I can't stop looking at it. You really have to put your time into it. That's all I'm saying. You have to put your time into it. And if you're not willing to do that, then I can't help you. 84, looking for the double ear. No double ear. Nobody could do the work for you. But we do have a die clash. And you have to look at it upside down because it's that's how when it hits, when the reverse hits the obverse hits the reverse, it puts the image upside down. Oh yeah, look at that. Looks like it might have hit twice. You see it here, and then you see it here. It looks the same. It looks the same. You see the mark here, which I believe is there has to be the front of the Lincoln. So it would be, oh no, it's the back of the Lincoln. It's this. So we turn it around and then we turn it around. So that's the front. That's Lincoln's head. And that's his back. Hold on a second. So what do you think? We're looking at this then. That's the little, I'm like, why is it pointy for? It's the back of his head. So it must have been hit twice. Ah, yeah. You see, it's the back of his head has a little V mark, but this looks the same as this. So I'm thinking it was hit twice. How cool is that? All right. And I could be wrong. Of course, I could be wrong. I'm wrong a lot. I'm wrong more than I am right. That's for sure. We got a lot of copper out of this penny roll. 93 Denver. So watch my videos. That's all you got to do. Another 92. I wish they'd give us a close AM. We make $100. Wide AM. Watch my videos. This is a copper. This is a nice 82 Philadelphia large date. That's a nice copper right there, let me tell you. Put your time into it. Go to forums. Now, when I say go to forums, I mean go to Eric's forum, Discord forum. It's like I said, it's in the description below. This one looks like it has a die clash too. Yeah, I'll put it with the other one. You know, that's a very, 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 very good forum. I would highly recommend it for those of you who are interested in learning about coin errors. A lot of really smart people there. You got to be careful with these other forums. You got people who are there just to dump on you. So you don't want to go. You don't want to go to steer clear of those. If you ask a question and someone's like, and the first thing they say is that's worth a penny, I'll be honest with you. Just click out. Um, that means the forum really is allowing a bunch of a-holes to be there. Like if you show something and say, "Hey, look at this. It looks like it has a double ear," and instead of them saying, "Oh, well, the double," like an educated response, right? Oh, the double ear is on the. I think it's the 84. It's not the 8494. It's the 84 and the 97 Philadelphia, right? P no date. So if you say, "Oh, is that a double ear?" and someone says, "Oh, well, the double ear is usually on the 1984 and 97 Philadelphia. You have a 1986 Philadelphia that does not appear to be a double ear on it." Boom. Answered your question, educated. But they're like, "That's not a double ear. It's worth a penny." If they come out like that, you're on the wrong forum. I'm letting you know right now. If you ask a question and their response is to let you know what denomination coin you have, then you're on the wrong forum. So if you say, "Oh, here's a 97. Oh, wow, look." And you take a picture of the bottom of the ear, say, "Oh, this is a 1997 Philadelphia. It looks to be a little bit of a shadow over here. Oh, look at the earlobe. You think that could be a double ear?" And you take a picture of it and they go, "That's worth a penny." If that's their response, you're on the wrong website or the wrong forum or the wrong Discord channel or whatever. If they say, "No, I don't think that's a double ear," in my experience, the double ear looks like this, and they actually maybe they even come back with a picture to show you, that's a good forum or website. But if their response is to let you know what denomination of coin you have when you ask them a question about an error, just hightail it out of there. So funny enough, that actually looks like the beginning of a double ear on this one. I'm gonna look at it under the loop. It could just be his earlobe. I have to look at another penny to see if the earlobe comes out like that. This is a 98, and the earlobe does not look like that on the 98. I'd have to find another 97. So if you look at this earlobe, you see how it doesn't have an extra blob on the bottom. Let's finish looking at this penny as long as I got it in my hand. See, there's no extra blob. This is the 98. Now, if you look at this one, this is the 97 Philadelphia. There's actually an extra blob on it. So it's funny that I'm using this as the example. Now, see, it's like a little extra. You can see it right there. It's like a little extra blob on the bottom. Now, does that mean it's the double ear? I don't know. The double ear that a lot of people want to see is a big, big double ear. That's the one that's worth $40, $50, $100. A big, big, like you look at it, you can see two ears. You know what I'm saying? Another one, I found one the other day, had a little bit on the bottom. $5 maybe if somebody wants a half-fast example. And it wasn't on the 97. It was on a different. We got a lot of, let me tell you, we got a lot of, I think we're going to have over 10%, over 20% copper in this penny roll, which means 10 or more. And I will very quickly show you how much copper we got out of this penny roll at the end. So I hope that, I'm going to show you this penny. I think the last 5 are all copper. Oh, 2023. Going to check the bottom. Let me look through the loop. Oh. I think the last 5 here are all copper, which would put us around 15 pennies, or I don't know, like 30-something percent, 30%, something like that. All right, let's check them out. Nice. This is a really good penny roll. This is a fortunate penny roll. So I really hope that I was not too... Oh, this is not copper. So maybe 4 of them are copper. And they come off too strong. But you have to put your time in, if you really want to learn about penny errors. I really want to look at that 8. It looks really thick. There's some spreading in the motto. And some slight separation in the trust. But usually there's also something in the date. And there looks like there is some separation in the 8. So I was right about that. Let me see if the light helps or hurts. There looks like there's some separation in the 8 northwest. On the west side of the 8. I don't know if you can see it or not. And then in the trust, it looks like there's separation on the south. And then spreading, you can see it really good in the GOD. You see how it looks like it's spreading to the south? Now, does that mean it's a It's a variety. I have to check against. Maybe at the end. We only got 3 more pennies. So I'll show you, right, what you're supposed to be doing. Oh wow, look that U came right out. Pops right out. Look at the bottom of the U. It pops right out. Well, look at that one too. Oh, and the W. Oh wow, and the look at the G, the top of the G. Does that mean it's a die variety? No, it doesn't. But it's something I noticed something on it. That U is really. I want to look at that U under the loop to see if I'm just imagining something. Huh. Ah. Now believe. Oh, look at the I. Oh, look at the top of the G. And the bottom of the I. The bottom of the I is strong. Look at that. That's strong. I didn't take a good look at the. All right, we'll look at that too. I don't see anything in the date though. So the reason I'm gonna do the bit of research on copper coins at the end of this video is to really highlight what I'm talking about. You know, imagine me going on some forum and saying, "Hey, is there some? Oh, look at that! Look how red that is." That's kind. I guess it's more like rust than red. I guess. Is there something I should be looking at for on the 19th? Come on, man. You know that's ridiculous. Oh, misaligned die, strong misaligned die. Let's see if it's on the reverse too. It is not, so it's not off centered. It's just misaligned. Oh, with a nice on the bottom, you have a nice separation between on the rim. Probably. I don't know if. I guess I wouldn't consider it a wire rim. It's really supposed to be very thin metal being pushed up, but you can see the separation. The collar is probably deteriorated. Nice misaligned die. All right, we'll look at that too. Okay, so let's start with this one, the last one we looked at. So again, the reason I'm doing this is to show you what you should be doing, right? So to tell you, hey, don't do that, right? It's not enough. So I'm gonna take off my gloves so I don't touch my mouse with my dirty fingers, my dirty gloves. All right, we're gonna go back to the copper guide. Right, so we're back on copper coins. Now you can use whatever website you want. I'm just using copper coins. Is very simple to use. All right, let's go back. What are we looking for? 1967, right? Let's go to 1967, and we want to see the front. All right, so he's showing pictures of the separation on the L. We didn't check the I, so he only has the L and the I. All right, let me go back to the 1967. Let me look at the I. I do not see any doubling. Let me go to the L. The L that we have has some separation here towards the front. This one here shows heavy separation towards the west, but specifically, you're looking for the small bar on the bottom, which we do not have. So I will show you the slight separation to the right on the one we have, but it would not meet the criteria for this 1D-001 class 5. All right, so now let's go to the other one. I think the other one was the 64, right? 68D, sorry. We go to 1968. We go to, so it's a D. So we want to go to, we don't want to look at 168P. We want to look at 168D. And this, all right. And it came up. The motto came up. All right. So we got, and on the 8 to the west. Haha. So let me look at mine again. Now I'm going to compare what I got again with what I'm seeing here. And the bottom of the U and the S. Very nice. And that's it. There's only one page. So let me look at the 8 again. It's not strong like that. Let me look at the G-O. Oh, yeah. That's it, man. It's got it in the D, too. Ah, I told you. The only question is, so this one, so the top one with no picture says, look, so now you could read the side. So imagine if I say, hey, is there anything I should be looking for in the 1968D? Come on, man. You know, you got to go to Copper Coins and you have to do your own research. I'm sorry. Okay. This one says medium spread for the in the motto. Medium spread. We have, I think it would be fair to say we have a medium spread in the whole model, in the whole In God We Trust, we have a medium spread. Now, what does the next one say? A medium spread casino In God We Trust with a more minor spread on Liberty. I didn't check the Liberty. We do not have. Is that? Oh, I have to take out my other loop. I have to take out my other loop. Where's it at? My stronger loop. The B looks like in Liberty looks like it might have a. Oh, there is a spread, a separation in the Liberty. It's really light, but it's there. There is a light spread in the Liberty. So a medium spread on In God We Trust and a minor spread on Liberty. Okay. And then what's the next one? The 003. A medium spread shown on the motto and slightly on the date. I don't think we have. Do we have anything on the date? I don't know. I'm not really seeing anything on the date. It looks like there's some notching on the date. But as far as, like a double spread, I don't see anything. I don't see anything like that on the date. So I'm going to say no to anything that shows the date. No, we don't have that. A light medium spread can be seen on the In God We Trust. And that's a class 2. Okay, so they look different. So there's different ways of how the In God We Trust. Ours is on the bottom. And what's this one? This one is towards the southwest. This one here is also towards the bottom. Oh, this is the one with the Liberty. And how about this one? This one's just on the bottom. And this one is, this one's with the date. This one has with the date. So we're either, I'm going to say we're the 002. So now let's check the marker, the maker's marker, whatever it is. Oh, we're looking for these little lines. Oh boy. This is where it becomes tricky. This is when you don't find those marks and you're like, oh man. Huh. Man, your eyes will play tricks on you to say something's there when it's not. You want to see it so bad. I don't know. I don't see those little lines. Okay. In the B and E. Okay. on the inside of the B and E. I think it's there. Yep. There's like a little bulge here, and there's a little line over here on the B and E. Yeah. Yep. Oh man, this is a beauty, man. I lucked out, man. I lucked out. This one shows a spread on the bottom of the W. Oh, I wonder if this is there on the E, melting into the. I don't know if that's it though. Oh yeah, our E is also melting in. The W we can't see, but the bottom, tremendous. I think that's what we got. Let me look at another one. Yep. Okay, we're looking on the reverse. We're looking for this little line, this little maker's mark, little line. Let's see if we find that. Goes up and down, huh? And it's by the third part of the roof there. I don't know. I don't see that. Could be there. It's very hard to see. Maybe not. All I know is that we have one of these. All right, so that's that. Let's go back to the penny and let's check out what I say I'm seeing. And now I went through the whole gamut of things you need to do. And we're looking specifically for the spreading in the motto. I have it committed to memory. Now let's see if you can see what I see. Can you see what I see? Do you see the spreading on the south? On the bottom of the motto, there is spreading, separation, doubling. And then I'm going to turn the penny upside down. Let me take the light off. Does it help or hurt? Okay. So it looks a little bit better with the light off. Okay. So I turned it around upside down because the light's going to hit it in a different direction, right? And that will show you, you can see it very well in the, for example, well, the whole God. You can see the doubling line. Nice. Look how strong it is in the U, the R. So we definitely have the motto, right? Now, I said I saw it in the Liberty also. I said in the B and the E. I'm trying to keep my hand from shaking. You see the little notch right there in the B? And there's a little notch in the E. That's what I thought it was the maker's mark that he showed. Now the doubling, you can see to the west of the letters. Now when I say doubling, I mean a slight separation or a slight spread. I can see it pretty much in the Y, the bottom of the R, the west on the E, Oh, look at the L. I didn't even realize that. Pretty strong on the L too. So, look at that. Look to the right of the L. So I think there's some separation in the Liberty. Definitely in the model. So only now there are more than one. So the 001 says medium spread in the model. Okay. The 002, now these are all class, no, they're not all class 2. One's a class 5 that has the date, which we don't have. They're all class 2. The 002, 1DO002 is with the minor spread in on the Liberty. Okay. The 003 it also has to do with the date. No. The 005 is a light to medium spread in the In God We Trust. Okay. They're all worth the same. All three of them. The 001, 002, and 005 are all worth between $2 and $20, depending on the condition. The condition of this one is in. I'm going to tell you what I think the condition is without looking up. It's definitely extra. I'm going to say this is like AU 51, 52, 53. And AU 50 is $9. It's not. I don't think this is MS 60. It could be a higher. So I'm gonna say this is a $9, $10 penny, and I'm gonna call it with the Liberty minor spread. I'm gonna call this the 1DO002. So now we get out our little. All right, I use a Sharpie. So we got the 1968D-1DO002. And I'm going to put DD motto Liberty. Right? Put it in a flip. I'm not going to put it in the flip because I'm going to do my short video on this. Okay. That's what it takes to do research on a single penny. All right. We're an hour into this video, and I took out extra time for my audience to understand what it could take to look through one penny roll. By the way, we have at least 10 copper pennies, probably 12 or 13. So we got our 10%. So that's like 35 cents in copper just for the 10 copper pennies. So I took out this time for my audience so that you guys and girls could see what effort and energy it takes to do research on a single penny. So you can't ask someone to do that for you, because no one's going to take a half hour out of their life to research a penny for you. And it's much more difficult to do that through a picture. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have the penny in front of you so you can compare back and forth between what you're looking at and the penny that's in your hand. So I ask you to, for those of you who go back to the beginning of, watch my videos from the beginning, go back a year and watch them. Do your own penny roll hunts and watch my videos. Go to Copper Coins. I have links in the Copper Coins. I don't have linked in my description. Go to my other videos. Go to Wexler. Go to Konica. And look at the penny errors, and you'll find them. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this video. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.